as you know, the name of the show is called Stuck in My Thoughts.
Yes.
And I ask everybody that comes on, what is something that you constantly get stuck in your thoughts about?
Ooh, so I had this really big fixation on the Olympics this year. So I want to know, as a athlete who is constantly working towards like kind of my one goal of like the minor leagues to the big leagues, and I know you went through this a little bit of like, what is it like to be a high jump guy? What's it like to work towards something that's only every 4 years? And I know there's world championships and they talked about that a lot at the Olympics, but like, what is it like to go from basically nothing for 3 years to the biggest stage in the planet?
Yeah, well, it's crazy. And if you guys paid attention to our other episode that we had with two-time Olympian Curtis Thompson, he kind of explained it to where, track and field is also growing exponentially right now. They're starting a huge league coming up, but it takes a level of dedication and focus because a lot can happen in 4 years. A lot can happen in 2 weeks. A lot can happen in a night. You get called up to a major league team. So it takes a certain level of dedication and focus and, want to and commitment on our end. Then you need blessings from the Lord. You need the situations to work in your favor as well. Like, you have been blessed to be in the right situation at the right time. And, Olympics is the pinnacle, especially for track and field. And so it just takes a certain level of commitment, man, because like for me personally, I was in the trials, 2021, getting prepared for Tokyo. And I was like, man, 3 years? We have a shorter because of the COVID. I was like, we don't have to wait 4 years. You got to wait 3 years. Then the next 2 years after that, I tear my knee. Yeah. That's a lot, in only 2 of those years. So you have to be prepared you have to expect the unexpected, and you have to be able to stay committed along that line. And then sometimes the Lord will pull you off that line and bring you in certain situations like this where I'm in a new path and a new process. But that's good. Something good to get stuck in your thoughts about. I'm going to start getting stuck in my thoughts about that one too.
Well, for me, like this year, I loved the Olympics. I was leading up to the whole way. We actually had Eddie Alvarez was on my team, and he was the flag bearer in Tokyo. And so that was really cool. Like, he was wearing his USA stuff to the field every day. It was awesome. So when the Olympics started, I was like watching every event. We had him on the TVs, and I was kind of sucking it up, like on the field. Like, I wasn't pitching very well. The Olympics started, and I felt this fire under me. I was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Pitched really well the first week that the Olympics started. The next week, I pitched pretty well. Olympics are still going on. Well, I'm like, I'm going to keep watching the Olympics. I had everything recorded. So every start day, I was watching the Olympics for the rest of the year.
Dang.
And so I was like, all right, this is my thing now. I love it.
Get you revved up.
Yeah.
Do you have any, with baseball, they have so many weird, like, superstitions and things like that. Would you consider that be one of them? Like, you wouldn't think many people I'm going to watch the Olympics to motivate myself to go play professional baseball. Do you have any other, like, superstitions or things that get you?
Well, that was my big one this year. But, I have a really extensive, my wife would probably say it's extensive, the night before routine of just, like, I try and get as much recovery in. I like meditate. I do all this and that. And, I try and do everything very exact, very to the minute, very routine, just so that I can't put any blame on anything if I play poorly or if I do really well the next day. I want everything to be the exact same every time.
I feel like everybody has their routines and those regiments. This is very weird. I don't even think it's weird. But you talk about, you watch the Olympics to give you revved up. Before, when I was competing at a high level in track and field, I used to watch our old basketball games.
Let's go.
Because I would get, I guess, anxious, nervous is the way you could put it, before I've got a big meet. Like, I had the blessing to compete for 3 national championships while in college. So those are high expectations, high stakes. So if I would get, like, amped up and revved up, I'd be like, man, I need something that will kind of take me back to a even place. I used to watch the old basketball games we had because that was something that was peaceful to me. Confidence was at an all-time peak, and I knew that regardless of what the outcome was, I was going to give it everything I had. So that's just interesting how, athletes have those things. And then now I'm using it into my career, into my life to make that drive go.